right.
You happy this morning?
Happy this morning.
You happy this
yes,
morning?
Yes, sir. You want to say what's up to the people?
Let me say what up. Yo, what up? What up? It's Aggressive TV. What's good? What's good? See me out there. We're going to be extra aggressive out here, man. Word up. Holla. See y'all in the house.
Let's go. I have no idea why he said Aggressive TV. I think he thinks I'm those guys. Yo, hold on, fam. Yo, fam, what up? I am not aggressive. I'm BBN.
AggressiveDefiance, baby. What's up?
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah, I'm BBN. Them aggressive niggas ain't shit.
All right.
God gon' come with safety. The only time I'm safe is when I'm dangerous. Posted in the 30 with this 30, trying to leave them brainless. We still in the jets, exactly where them boys say we ain't hanging. Put cheese on my head, I come collect that shit. You think I'm playing? Trouble hop out bustin' at it, brother. Miss you know I'm hitting. We got O's and Bo's in here, and we got wood cook in the kitchen. If I say go get them, they go get them. Young boy fingers itching, fingers squeezing on the trigger. They heard all them glitches glitching. Money man, I run it up. If I fall off, I'm poking shit. Told that bitch quit asking questions. I hate all that notice shit. We send shots the whole year round, no ring around the road and shit. Mala bro, he makes you vanish. He with hocus pocus shit. Chopper bust, they hit the ground. It's too many sticks around. We known to get greasy, pussy. Don't you have your bitch around? Switch up on this bitch. I catch him deep, get a whole click around. Put us in the midst of shit that we ain't do. We spinning now. Bitch keep trying to tell me slide. Think she trying to set the pick. Other hoes been tripping, texting my bitch on that messy shit. Left a bro out there with his brains out. Yeah, that's that messy shit. Bought another Glock. Let's catch an op so I can test the bitch. Glock gon' come with
people say the news is full of lies, but most of the time that's not exactly right. Much of what you see on television or read the New York Times is in fact true in the literal sense. It could pass one of the media's own fact checks. Lawyers would be willing to sign off on it. In fact, they may have. But that doesn't make it true. It's not true. At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind. Facts have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective. You are being manipulated. How does that work? Let's see. If I tell you that a man has been unjustly arrested for armed robbery, that is not, strictly speaking, a lie. He may have been framed. At this point, there's been no trial, so no one can really say. But if I don't mention the fact that the same man has been arrested for the same crime 6 times before, am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you. And that's what the news media are doing in every story that matters, every day of the week, every week of the year. What's it like to work in a system like that? After more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess, it's guaranteed. Every person who works in English language media understands the rule of what you can't say defines everything. It's filthy, really, and it's utterly corrupting. You can't have a free society if people aren't allowed to say what they think is true. Speech is the fundamental prerequisite for democracy. That's why it's enshrined in the first of our constitutional amendments. Amazing.
I don't want to get over anybody's head here. Are y'all following? I mean, I don't want to go over nobody's head, but I think we've got intelligent enough folks in here to understand what Tucker's saying.
As of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech.
More for you.
The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter, where we are now. Twitter has long served as the place where our national conversation incubates and develops. Twitter is not a partisan site. Everybody's allowed here, and we think that's a good thing. And yet, for the most part, the news that you see analyzed on Twitter comes from media organizations that are themselves thinly disguised propaganda outlets. You see it on cable news, you talk about it on Twitter. The result may feel like a debate, but actually the gatekeepers are still in charge. We think that's a bad system. We know exactly how it works, and we're sick of it. Starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We'll be bringing some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here.
Wookie, salute.
Free speech is the main right that
Salute,
you
Just.
have.
Salute, Frank
Without
Cali.
it, you have
1,
no
2,
others.
how are you doing, sweetheart?
See you soon. We seem to be heading to war with Iran. Certainly the Biden...
Cool. We see what we got going on there, right? We see what we got going on there, Tucker. But see, my method of madness tonight is we got money for war, but can't feed the poor. And by that you ask, AD, what are you talking about? Jack, I'm on my political shit tonight. You can't fuck with me. I know you can't. We seen your little photo with the fucking computer. That bullshit ass computer ain't gonna get you far, I'll tell you that much. Your little photo. I'm just gonna be honest. Those things are junk. That's a kid's laptop, sir. Oh, y'all didn't see it? I'm waiting for this to load up, and I'm gonna bring this to you guys because I'm quite at a loss for words with this war in Palestine thing. Like, y'all know I've been following it quite extensively, right? But my views have changed quite often, and they're allowed to because they're called opinions, and that's fine. But see, I'm going to bring to you why my views have changed so drastically just in days' time. Shout out to my dude Valentino, man. Dude bring some good shit. But let's get to it.
Certainly the Biden administration.
Motherfucker.
What's new and interesting, and
because it's the battle against the algorithm. Enjoy this interview.
We seem to be heading to war with Iran. Certainly the Biden administration is pushing us in that direction.
Good to hear.
What's new and interesting and ominous is that very few Republicans, the opposition party, are pushing back. Instead, some of the party's leaders are encouraging it. Here, for example, is Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina from last weekend on NBC.
You said this week that the only way to keep the war from escalating is to hold Iran accountable, part of what you're talking about now, and that it might mean bombing their oil refineries.
Yeah.
Have you had any discussions with the Biden administration about this?
A bit. Here's my message. If Hezbollah, which is a proxy of Iran, launches a massive attack on Israel, I will consider that a threat to the state of Israel, existential in nature. I will introduce a resolution in the United States Senate to allow military action by the United States in conjunction with Israel to knock Iran out of the oil business. Iran, if you escalate this war, we're coming for you.
Are you effectively poised to declare war on Iran? That's very strong language.
I am poised to use military force to destroy the source of funding for Hamas and Hezbollah.
No, that's...
You know what that means, right? That means we're going to go bomb their oil fields. We're going to shut them down. They're not going to be able to make any more money. You know what that's going to create? Utter chaos war. They will be coming, and they're already here.
Lindsey Graham, a few others in the Republican Party will be that open about their intentions, but very few disagree with him. Certainly not in private. They agree.
So what was this? Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, the people you trust are ready to go to do these things. That was just a Republican man. Yeah. Whether you like it or not, that's what they're ready to do. This is what they've been wanting to do. Everybody's pro-Israel.
War with Iran mean? Well, it's hard to know because virtually no one who's talking about it in public is operating from a deep interest in America's interest. Is this good for us or is it not? Former Colonel Douglas McGregor is the CEO of Our Country, Our Choice, and one of the first people we turn to for analysis of events like this because he is interested in what happens to the United States. He joins us now. Doug, thank you.
By the way, behind the bar, Fire Live. Told you so, guys. They running plays up here. Don't go with them. Don't do that. No, we don't want to do that. Why are you doing that? They running plays. I ain't got to keep coming up here and telling you guys this. That's what they're doing. The whole dirty section is nothing but people running plays. And all y'all falling
for coming on.
I did for a long time.
Do you think that we are moving toward war with Iran?
Yes, I do. And it looks like the chosen destination is indeed Armageddon. There doesn't seem to be any real appreciation for the implications for us and frankly, for Europe and the world, as well as the Middle East, of such action. You know, take for an example, just on the
What's up,
economic
man?
side, about 20% of the world's oil passes through the Straits of Hormuz every month. Probably 25% of liquefied natural gas. And you're talking about shutting down 2 to 3 million barrels a day of oil from Iran. You know, this entire region is involved in the war. This is not an Iranian monopoly by any stretch of the imagination. But the point is that when we're looking at 10-year Treasury yields up over 5%, and people are increasingly convinced that the Fed has lost control,
there you go.
The economic side of the house is catastrophe.
The people in our country are citizens, you and me. Our voices are being heard whether you think they're not or not. Whether you believe that your voice is not being heard or it is being heard, believe it or not, it's being heard. Did you just hear what this man said? He says, everybody agrees that the Fed has lost control. Our economy has fucking tanked. We don't even have the money to enter this war, let alone the military. You know how many military we have? I was blown away to hear the word. I was blown away to hear the number of military men that we have that we could put to war. Blown away. About 450,000. About 450,000. What's that telling you? People aren't joining the military to fight for this government. People don't want to fight for this government. It's a little bit different when you feel like you're a patriot and you're fighting for something good. But when you know it's beginning to be bad, then people have a change of heart.
Then when you look at the military side, you have to look at the arsenal of missiles that Iran possesses. And they can reach out 1,200 miles with great precision, very high explosive conventional warheads that would do enormous damage, destroying whole city blocks in places like Haifa, Tel Aviv, even Jerusalem, though I doubt they would attack Jerusalem. The bottom line is that we need to think this through, and everyone right now is emoting. There is no thinking anywhere, as far as I can tell. The only possible exception
Jack Frost
may be, amazingly enough, Mr. Erdogan in Turkey, who came out this morning and indicated he was willing to mediate the dispute between
He's a beast. Go, Frost. Well, I hate to tell you, that's an HP stream. That ain't gonna do you much good, bro. Oh, fuck, man. You can't make this shit up, bro.
Israel and Hamas. Whether or not anyone in Washington or Israel is interested in talking, I don't know.
Okay.
But if we could sideline Turkey and keep Turkey out of the fight, that would ultimately help Israel enormously.
So what would happen to the United States if we followed Senator Graham's advice and just began bombing critical infrastructure in Iran? Like, what would happen then?
Well, all of the bases that we have in Iraq and Syria, unfortunately, where we still have over 1,000 Americans, all of those would be targeted. And this time, they would target them accurately, and this destruction would be wholesale. I would expect trouble here at home and in the United States because of the open border. Hezbollah has a very large operation in Mexico. There are no doubt many, many, many Hezbollah agents inside the United States. We can only begin to imagine the kind of trouble they could cause. The missile and space program in Iran is very, very advanced, as is their cyber warfare capability. All of these things would be brought to bear
rockets right there, ladies and gentlemen.
But what's most important, I think, for Americans to understand
rockets.
is if we attack Iran on the basis of Hezbollah's alleged willingness to attack Israel if Israel invades Gaza, we will end up in a fight with Russia. Russia will not sit by quietly and watch Iran destroyed by the United States air and naval power in the region. And once Russia enters this, it becomes much more than just a local conflict, maybe more than just a regional war. We haven't thought this through. We need to do that. And I doubt seriously at that point that the Turks would be able to stay out. The Turks are Sunni Muslims. They are the de facto leaders of the Sunni Muslim world. They have the largest armed forces in the region. They are in close proximity to Israel. they could move forces south through Syria very rapidly. And I'm sure Bashar al-Assad, assuming he even survives the opening of this campaign, would not obstruct them.
So many questions, but just to back up one click, you described Iran's missile arsenal.
The point that he's trying to get to is, we got these folks here. They found Hezbollah and Hamas regions in Mexico, and we have had open borders for the last 2.5 years. Wide open borders. Essentially, anyone can come through, and if you can't, just go around the corner. They'll have a piece of machinery lifting the fence up or some shit for you. You know? The thing is this, man, it really gets into a big issue because they're going to invade Gaza, and I don't think there's anybody going to stop them. They're already there, right? And these guys get to talking more about, you know, what they're going to face when they get there and what they're going to do. We all know, man, these guys going into Gaza are going to shoot anything moving. Look at what Gaza looks like. It's a fucking war-torn piece of rubble everywhere. That's not fun to fucking go to war in. Nah, anybody moving gets it. You're a soldier.
But Iran is a country that's been the subject of very intense sanction regime from the United States, increased by the last president, Donald Trump. But for a long time, how is Iran still such a powerful country militarily given those sanctions? It sounds like maybe they didn't work.
Oh, no, I think that's an important point, Tucker, and you're absolutely right. We place so
Jack
much
Frost
value
computer?
on these sanctions and assume that they have this profound impact. Normally, sanctions harm the population in terms of lowering its standard of living, making life more difficult for the everyday citizen, but it doesn't fundamentally alter the policy or the goals and objectives of the government.
There's your sanctions.
And this is something that I don't
Now
think
you
we
have
understand.
your sanctions.
The same thing is true for
It
Hamas
doesn't hurt
and
the
Gaza.
government at all. It hurts the people of the government.
You want to go after Hamas. You want to destroy it. I think everyone with a sound mind is interested in the destruction of Hamas. But do you want to kill hundreds of thousands of people in order to get at Hamas? That's the question. We have the same problem in Iran.
Yeah, I got
Our
the same
sanctions
picture,
have not
Chris.
harmed the regime's ability to develop and build
him, man.
very, very complex
him.
and
It
sophisticated
doesn't
missiles.
change anything, though.
These
You'll
missiles
see
are
some
very
templates
accurate
on the
now.
screen. What's
there
that
are
change?
hundreds, if not thousands.
It's
and
almost,
the long-range missiles, the 1,200-mile.
It's almost fucking delusional of him to think that anything's going to change, right? Nothing's going to change. Everything that he was expecting to work isn't going to change anything. He's going to come on here with some templates. He'll be able to run OBS. He doesn't really even know how to run OBS, if you ask me. He doesn't look very good doing it. I'm not very good doing it. Hence why I haven't brung OBS. I'm going to be honest. It's hard to run, especially on a platform like YouTube. It's really not built for YouTube. This shit's built for running it on like multiple shit. Jack Frost, that HP stream is going to do you good for about 3 months. And it's going to be loaded down. You ain't going to know what to do with it. Sorry, bro. That ain't that ain't what you was talking about. Trust me.
Range theater ballistic missiles
It's funny.
are a very serious threat to us in the region and to Israel.
Why would you take a
And
picture with
the
your
sanctions
hand
have
on
had
it,
no
though?
impact there. If anything, the Iranians have pulled together the best human capital in their country, the best engineers, the best thinkers, and put
Look, if
them
you
to
put your
work
hand
primarily
on,
on
it, you take a
missile
picture of it like
technology.
that, it better be the next thing you go live with. I don't know if that thing can even do a live. If it's an HP stream, I don't know if it can even do a live. It might not even be able to do a live.
And on cyber
picture he
warfare.
showed.
And that's where we stand right now. We have to expect the worst
cheapest laptop
as a
you can
result
find.
if we strike Iran.
How is the U.S. military,
done
do
hating
you
on him,
think,
though. Let him
having
do his
spent your
thing,
life
bro.
in it, leading
Let him do
troops
his
in
thing,
combat
man. He's
and
got
at
a
the
lot of
Pentagon,
obstacles up against him.
positioned to respond
He's
to
got
war
mental health
with
issues.
Iran right
Dude's
now?
missing
Are we in
some
a strong
screws.
position or not, in your view?
No, I don't think we're in a
He's
strong
crazy to
position.
think
I think
that's
we're
gonna
probably
change
at the
anything,
weakest
man.
point in
He's crazy.
our recent history. I think you've got to look at the realities of new weapon systems, new capabilities. The United States Navy, if it's going to preserve its capability at sea, is probably going to be compelled to operate somewheres north and west of Sicily. If it comes within closer range, then it falls into this envelope where the Iranians can strike it. And as I said before, we have to assume the Russians will come into this. Once you move into the Eastern Mediterranean, you are vulnerable to the Kinshal missiles and other missiles, cruise missiles and hypersonic missiles that the Russians have. This makes it very difficult to fly strikes in support of the Israeli Defense Force against Hezbollah, because now you're flying a very long distance. You deliver your ordnance, you have to land in Israel in order to refuel. Israel is going to operate under a hail, if not a rainstorm, of missiles and rockets, making it very, very dangerous to do so. So our naval power, while substantial, may not have the desired impact on the ground that we would like. And then finally, we have no real army anymore. The army is down to perhaps, 450,000. How much of that is ready to fight is open to debate. Much of it is sitting in Eastern Europe right now. We don't have the means to rapidly ship a large force of 80 to 100,000 troops on the ground into the region, which means that we're reliant on special forces and right now 2,000 Marines and perhaps 2,000 special forces and special operations forces. That's not going to make much of a dent. And as we've seen quite recently within the last 24 hours or so, some of our special ops forces and Israeli special ops forces went into Gaza to reconnoiter, to plan for where they might want to go to free hostages and make an impact. And they were shot to pieces and took heavy losses, as I understand it. I think that's where we're headed. And I don't see that as a win for Israel in any way, shape, or form. And I certainly think it's very dangerous for us. You know, as I've tried to point out to a number of people, until Britain entered World War I, it was just another European war. Once Britain entered it, it became a global war. Well, once we are a co-belligerent, we enter this thing. It's going to be very difficult for Russia and Turkey not to also come into this fight against us, because they will not tolerate the sort of collective punishment that Israel plans for Gaza.
The U.S. military does have an awful lot of generals, however, as you pointed out, multiples of the number we had, the absolute number we had during World War II. And they're paid to think about this stuff. Why has it dawned on no one,
they said Tucker going to be Donald Trump's
anyway,
vice president,
that this could really harm our country gravely? Why is no one saying that?
Well, I'm sure there are people in the U.S. military who are aware, but let's be frank. Most of the people at the top of the military have never operated under artillery fire or rocket fire. They haven't seen direct fire combat. They haven't seen real war per se. Remember, we've had the luxury of sitting around forward operating bases and striking opponents that were armed with AK-47s
telling you right there,
and command
troops are
detonated
pussies.
mines, an occasional mortar or rocket. Very, very low intensity combat. This is a high-end conventional war that we're looking at,
not pussies,
with the
but they haven't
potential to
seen
go
true
nuclear,
warfare.
which obviously I don't think we or the Russians want to happen, but we have the wild card in Israel. They do have a nuclear capability. We don't know what the tripwire is for them to employ such a weapon. At that point, of course, all bets are off, and I think most of the world would turn against Israel. Right now, they just have to worry about the Muslim world against them. It would certainly widen if they went that far. There are too many unknowns and uncertainties here.
I'd like to know.
And, you know, everyone
I want to know
always...
the people in the chat. If y'all know what's going on in Israel, what do y'all believe? What do y'all think, man? What should we do? Should we back the fuck out? I absolutely agree, yes. Get that shit the fuck out of here. We don't need to be in no part of this. We don't need to be. We've shown we don't need to be in the part of Ukraine, because we put Ukraine on the back burner for Israel. So let's get the fuck out of one of these things, because we got people in America that need our help. There's people here that need our help. Go ahead, bro.
Can I say something? I ain't gonna lie.
Of course,
There's
man.
this Instagram page that I follow. I'll probably send it to you. It's called Cop Watch, CPU. And NYPD hates these motherfuckers. It's specifically like a force that literally hawks down NYPD officers, like records them and all that. Like, and they record other things that
I've seen Cop Watch before. I think they got a YouTube page.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, you know, obviously I just got my iPhone back, so I've been scrolling through Instagram and shit. I haven't been on there in months, and I seen that they've been uploading like riots that's going on in the city, It's crazy.
Palestine, they're going for free Palestine like crazy, bro.
It goes back to what you said. You said we should get out of it, but
yeah,
we got those kind of people over here.
Yeah, but that leads us what if those kind of people want to live here and live amongst us, but they ain't gonna go for no shit like that, bro? That's what they're trying to say. Like, these people come to America and want to live amongst us, right? But they're fucking down to the core of who they are. And if you go doing some shit, bro, what they're doing in Gaza is downright fucking wrong when we look at it from the heartfelt way of it. They're over there committing genocide, bro. They just told 1 million people to pack up and move out your homes or you'll die. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's some ancient time.
That's war crimes, bro. That's war crimes, man. And they're all about making sure that whatever they're doing, that the population is agreeing with it or they don't agree with it. That's what they're going after. And right now the population is saying kill them all, but this ain't right, bro. It ain't right. You know, they've showed their force. They have. They did. They blew that fucking place to smithereens so far, and they're keeping them going. So, I mean, how many more innocent people have to die, dog? That's all I'm saying. It's up there in the numbers, bub. And I think as long as we're a part of that, we're going to end up eating this amongst the whole world. Like the United Nations. The UN doesn't even fuck with Israel like that, bro. They were against this shit from the beginning. And we coercing these people to do things with bombs and rockets. Our own bombs and rockets are the ones that's doing these things, Just.
Wow.
It's nuts. It's amazing, dude.
They're supplying them.
Absolutely, bro. You're talking $60 billion a month, and you got fucking poor people over here that are veterans that fought for Iraq and did things. Look, Liberty, I ain't got the time tonight, bro. I'm not doing that tonight. You want to holler at me? You should have hollered at me off the thing, bro. So back on out, bro. I'm not doing that. You still could holler at me by yourself.
It's Sunday. It's the Lord's day,
bro. That very fucking, it makes you look like a fucking weirdo, bro.
It's the Lord's day, man. It's the Lord's day.
All that shit could have been dealt with in the past, Liberty. I'm not trying to play with it. I'll show you I don't have to do that.
It's Sunday. It's the Lord's day.
I will show you, bro. You still have the opportunity. I ain't blocked him on Instagram or nothing. But nobody contacted me. Not yet. I'm a very fucking good dude, man. Especially when it comes to shit like that. So stop the bullshit, bro. Because you're going around telling people you don't want to have to play, you don't want to do none of this, but yet you doing it. All I'm saying, bro.
On the Lord's day, Sunday.
That's fucking just odd, bro. Like, I could do it, bro, but I ain't. Simple as that.
Assumes at the beginning of such a conflict, well, it'll be contained.
Man, still
we'll only have to fight these people, Hamas, maybe Hezbollah. It never works out that way. These things always last longer than everyone thinks. The resources required are much more profound than what we anticipated. And remember, we've already used up many of our war stocks in Ukraine, and we've left Ukraine in a state of ruins, places on life support, 500,000 dead. What are we going to do to Israel if we press ahead down this road? And it seems
we're going to blow Israel.
They're going to come and bomb Israel, bro. They got them surrounded
more and more
sounds like
they're
our
surrounded by Muslims.
That there is no room for negotiation.
They're surrounded by Muslims, bro, that don't agree with them going into Gaza and killing people. That's just the facts.
For mediation, Hamas must be destroyed. We must go into Gaza. If so, I think we're on this very dangerous road to Armageddon.
What is the objective of the IDF and of Blinken, of the United States and Israel in this short term? Destroy Hamas, but what does that mean?
Well, to destroy Hamas in the minds, I think, of policymakers in Washington as well as in Israel is to systematically root them out and kill them in Gaza.
That doesn't mean kill innocent people.
When you go into an urban environment, you can't pick or choose your targets very easily.
Very true.
First of all, no matter how well trained you are, you're moving into an area that is rubbled. There are ruins. It's very difficult to negotiate in that. When I say negotiate, I mean negotiate the terrain through the rubble. You don't know where the enemy is going to pop up. Once you destroy all these buildings, he can be anywhere.
What's up,
so you're going to take losses going in. But more important, once you start going in there, you're going to end up killing whatever you find.
Yeah.
Because the soldier, the Israeli soldier, the American soldier, culture, very much the same. They want to live. They want to survive. When in doubt, pull the trigger. They're not going to stop and say, now, wait a minute, before I shoot, I really need to think about this because that may be a civilian or there may be a family there. That's not going to happen. You can't expect that.
Think, yo.
So the notion
They're not
that this
gonna
is
talk about it.
a
Yeah,
kind
but
of warfare that is so precise that it can avoid so-called
Yeah, no negotiating with terrorists, bro. You're walking through their land in a place you have just destroyed, dude. I mean, flattened it. Bro, they have flattened Gaza. It's amazing that there's so many people that have survived. It's nuts. Like, and then you're going to go walking through all that to find these tunnels and all this and this. There's nobody going to be able to do that, bro. Their fucking army ain't equipped to do this shit. Hell no. Fuck no. From what they're saying, half the Israel army's pussies anyway. They don't even want to be there, bro. They're divided.
Mission
they're
Impossible.
Do this for the right of Israel.
Mission Impossible.
It's nuts. I wouldn't do it. That's crazy. Going into a place where these kids, there might be people with bombs strapped to them, fucking sitting anywhere and everywhere. You're not going to be looking at a woman going, well, I don't know if she's this or that. Bomb blasting. I'm killing everything in sight, bro. And that's probably what's going to happen. He's true. That's probably what's going to happen. It already has been.
Collateral damage is just nonsense. We can't expect miracles from the IDF or our own troops, which means that you're going to annihilate everything in Gaza. And remember, the Israelis would like to push the population out. The problem is when you push the population out, if you did into Egypt, you're going to run into trouble with the Egyptians. But even if you manage to get them there, you're only moving the problem that confronts you 20 miles, 30 miles away. In other words, killing people isn't going to solve the problem. But it's very attractive at the moment, and it's very difficult to talk people out of it.
Do you believe American troops will be engaged, physically present in the invasion of Gaza?
I'm sure they will, because we have American citizens who are hostages. And we've already made it clear that we will assist and support the Israelis in freeing those hostages.
The United States don't want to have their foot in
There's still American hostages over there, dude. We can always say we're here to get them hostages out of there, and that's just it. No, we don't have an army over here, but we got the baddest of the baddest on the ground.
Since when the U.S. minds their business and doesn't want their foot in something? They always want their foot in something.
I don't fucking know, bro. I've never heard of it. And
they don't mind
even
their
more,
business.
bro. They could be hurting Israel doing this, man. Like, if they let this war escalate, bro, Israel will be the one to take the blunt of this. Absolutely. They will go and bomb Israel away, bro. Iran's right there. They got nothing but Muslims surrounding them. I don't think it was a great idea to even think that they could make this happen. This is genocide now. Like, I don't know, man. It's pretty rough for America to be in it, let alone Israel.
How do you get the hostages out when you're fighting in this extraordinarily dirty and complex environment? What's to prevent the hostages from simply being executed as soon as you move in force into Gaza?
Yeah.
I think the Israelis know that. I think our leadership in Washington knows it. They may have even decided that if that happens, that's tragic, but the ultimate goal of destroying Hamas demands this. Again, it's the issue of collective punishment. I would encourage Americans everywhere to listen to King Abdullah of Jordan's speech in Cairo just a couple of days ago, where he made it clear that he agreed with the abhorrence of what had happened in Israel and loathes Hamas for its barbarity and savagery. But he also goes on to point out that collective punishment meted out to 2 million people is unacceptable, both under international law and for humanitarian reasons. That's the problem. And as Americans see more destruction and more film footage and photographs come out of Gaza showing children, women, old men dying, being killed, the support for Israel is going to erode. And at the same time, the anger and hatred inside the region, which already dislikes Israel, is going to be phenomenal.
There's people really fighting back.
So Israel is doing
America,
something that I think no one has ever accomplished, at least not in my lifetime.
And I understand.
And that is uniting Sunni and Shia against itself. That's why I think we have an obligation to save Israel from itself.
Yeah.
But that's not a popular position. Right now, it's bombs away and everyone is cheering.
What about the argument often articulated, including by leading presidential candidates recently, that considerations like the ones you just raised, like the long-term effects of decisions or global public opinion,
beast up here.
downstream terror attacks, thinking about any of that is a violation of principle, and you're basically giving in to the terrorists by weighing any of it. How would you respond to that?
Most politicians follow public opinion. Right now, public opinion supports violence against Hamas, and if that includes the destruction of Gaza, so be it, we support it.
See there?
Very few people look beyond that and understand the larger consequences. In the last century, or I guess I should say in the early 20th century, the great powers intervened on more than one occasion to prevent Turkey from being destroyed.
Dude,
not because they loved the Ottoman Turks, but because they saw the alternative being chaos. Turkey had a role to play. Therefore, we want to preserve it. We have to think about Egypt. Egypt has been a good strategic partner for Israel. They've kept the peace there for decades. The Egyptians are now in a very difficult position. At least 100,000 Egyptian troops have been moved towards the border with Gaza, involving several divisions. Under great pressure from public opinion in the Arab world, in the Muslim world, they may have to engage the Israelis because no one will protect the population in Gaza. That's a terrible, terrible possibility, one that we don't want, because if that happens to Egypt and Hezbollah attacks from the north, that will bring in everyone else. And we're suddenly confronting a war on a regional level that is going to harm us economically, physically in many ways, but could threaten the very existence of Israel, which I think is
they will bomb the way on Israel. Watch.
We don't want Israel's existence threatened. We want to save Israel. We want to keep it intact.
These dudes up here constantly remind me, and they say it a few times, America is not the superpower we once was in the 1980s. No. Hell no. People are not scared of America anymore. You know why? Because we got a fucking bitch-ass government's what we got. Our government's working against us, man, and if we don't drain this fucking swamp, our kids are doomed. They're doomed. They're gonna fucking be doomed.
We may not be able to do that if this war runs out of control.
Yeah.
And let's be frank, historically, wars run out of control. They move in directions you never anticipated. So if you think you can plot this route forward as Lindsey Graham thinks, you're crazy. Once this is unleashed, it's not manageable anymore.
You said a couple of, you made reference a couple of times to the American citizens being told by Hamas.
Israel.
What do we know about them?
Well, I think most of them are American citizens who happen to be Jewish, who are there to celebrate
it ain't
during
gonna
the
be
holiday.
America that suffers, dude. It's gonna be Israel, bro. And they got enough to wipe out their whole fucking town. You think what Israel's doing to Gaza? Boy, they will put the suffering down because they want to anyway, Just. They want to fucking bomb Israel anyway. And now you're giving them a reason? A really good reason? We could see a whole plot twist here.
Yeah, but they said they're gonna bomb
the Gaza period or participate in this music festival we've heard so much about.
Bomb the shit out of Israel, bro.
You know, I don't think they ever anticipated anything like this happening.
Yeah.
The problem.
That's what we said we were gonna do. We said we were gonna start bombing fucking Iranian oil fields, stopping all their money. You know what that's gonna do to Israel? They're gonna bomb Israel. I don't care what we do to Iran, dude. They're gonna take it right out on Israel because they want to anyway, bro. There's not a Muslim in that region that damn near outside of Israel that wants Israel to be there. They all think it should be gone. The state of Israel. The state of Israel. They want it gone, bro. Like, bye. And I think the only reason why you have it there right now is because it's in America's best interest to have some kind of foothold there. And they all know that shit, man.
Problem is, as we've said before, extracting them from this haystack is nigh on to impossible.
What about the concerns about terrorism in the United States?
Yeah.
In the wake of all of this?
Well, I think they're very valid. Yeah, I think these concerns are very, very valid. We've had open borders now for the last 2.5 years, but we've had an illegal migration problem for the last 3+ decades.
Facts.
We don't know who's in the country.
Facts.
We really don't. No one at Homeland Security can tell you who is here. The Europeans face something quite similar. They were bullied into admitting millions of Muslims from the Middle East and Africa. We've been bullied by our government to open the borders and let in effectively anybody who wants to come. So we don't know who's here, but we do know that Hamas, as well as Hezbollah, have positions in Mexico. Of the two, Hezbollah is much stronger, much larger, and much better equipped and financed. So we have to expect that once Hezbollah is in the war and we are against them and Iran, that much of our infrastructure will be at risk.
That's a fact.
Something as bad or potentially even worse than 9/11 could happen here. This brings us back to the whole issue of immigration and border security. We've essentially ignored it. The same politicians who are pushing for war against virtually everyone in the Middle East, which is what it boils down to in the final analysis, don't seem to have thought carefully about protecting us or our borders from all of the terrible things that we've seen in Israel. How much damage could these same people do to us
he
in
defactored, bro.
Shopping mall in the space?
He used to work for the fucking defense people or whatever, and he's seen that some of this shit was war crimes, bro. Like they were like pushing shit under the table. They've now got a policy built where they want to deal arms to Israel without anyone knowing. Like they're supposed to know what's sold, how much it was sold for, how much they're owed for. You know, everything has a price on it that we build over here. And then when we sell it to Israel, we're supposed to know. You know what I mean? Like our treasuries, our military is supposed to know, and they're trying to sign off this thing where they don't get to tell anybody what they got from us. And that's enough right there to make you go, And some people are jumping off ship, bro. They're like, hell nah, I'm gonna go ahead and retire.
but if what's his name did that, Donald did that, it would have been a big fucking thing.
Bro, there wouldn't even probably be a war in Ukraine or Israel if Donald Trump was in office. Because he knew how to negotiate all this shit. You see what I'm saying? Like he knew how to put down sanctions on them that hurt. And then he knew how to fucking make it to where we gain money. He's a fucking genius, bro. He's he's an economical genius when it comes to this shit.
We can't lie. His word would have scared the shit out of people. He would have made one tweet. Oh, that would have been a wrap.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. They say it all over this, bro. They say it in the shit I'm about to play. That Donald Trump would have not even, probably a lot of this shit, no war would even broke out. Because everybody would have been happy under the Donald Trump fucking program. Seriously. That's the shit, man. And that's true. Dude, a lot of these countries, as soon as Donald Trump was out of office, they started making their moves. As soon as he was gone, they seen Biden in there. They start making their moves. Ukraine, of course, because, you know, there's ties to old Hunter Biden and Joe Biden in Ukraine. And they got money politically to be there in that war. Like, Biden should be already out of office, bro. But I think
it doesn't take much imagination to understand how dangerous this is.
Do you think that this war, if it comes, and as you said, it seems like it is,
bro. You got a whole river and shit.
How will that affect American domestic politics? War traditionally has been used by the people in power to shut down dissent.
It's fire.
Can you imagine that happening in this case?
Well, I think they'll try. Fortunately, thanks to people like Elon Musk, who bought Twitter and ended the censorship or suspended it.
Go on Twitter,
the truth
bro. You'll
does
see
get
the
through and
craziest
reach
shit
Americans,
on this war,
but
dude.
Americans will
You
figure out
see
pretty
the
quickly
craziest shit, bro.
if two things
I'm telling you, bro, that's
once.
where all the bombings
you have
and all that shit.
the war overseas, the war here. But remember,
for real, put in
the
Hamas
economy
terrorists,
and
dude,
the financial condition
away.
right now. If
Twitter's
you turn
that
on
new
any of
fucking
the
craziness.
business channels, for the first time in my memory, lots and lots of analysts are coming on and talking about the Fed having lost control, the rising interest rates, you know, the inability to manage and cope with the sovereign national debt of $33 trillion. And that's the tip of a proverbial iceberg. We already have Americans who are struggling with inflation anyway.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
Now we're looking at potentially scarcity. We've drained our strategic oil reserve for all intents and purposes. If the Strait of Hormuz is shut down, if the Suez Canal is closed, we're in a lot of trouble in the short run, that's for sure. How rapidly can we recover from all of this? How many refineries can we put back into operation? How much drilling can we do quickly? The answer is not very much. So draining that strategic oil reserve is a very serious mistake.
Blows my mind.
But we'll be, as we become impoverished and.
What'd you say?
Won't this make the prices of things go up like gas?
Oh, most definitely, dude. Most definitely. You're supposed to be able to fund a war and your economy grow. This is going to kill us, bro. I don't know what people don't understand, dog. This is going to hurt our economy more than stimulate it. Because more than almost all the oil we get's from right over there. Sure, we got our own stockpiles. Of course, we're America. We're assholes. We got our own shit, of course. But that's that money that is across the world that makes our shit move. You feel me? Like, that's where we're sitting in the Middle East.
Does the U.S. still owe China money?
No, everybody in the world owes America, bro, except for China, probably. And Russia.
How did that happen?
Everybody probably owes us money, and we just don't know how to. We ain't doing. That's where you get the sanctions and the this and this and this and the money released to Iran. Everybody in the world owes us money, bro. But this is just money that we've scattered around to keep peace. And really, money don't keep peace. It don't. If someone hates you, they hate you, bro. That's just what it is. And these people, some of them are driven by religious hate. And that makes it even worse. Because my God is bigger than your God never helped anybody. Never helped anybody.
Chaotic and subject to these terror attacks will be winning important moral victories.
Change how people live together over there.
Well,
and I don't think we can
in
do
our
that
effort
before,
to stand at Israel's side and help protect
That's past
Israel,
our jurisdiction.
we have taken a different route and cast moral turpitude to the side. In other words, how do you help one without committing a war crime against the other? This is the problem with collective punishment. This is the problem with annihilating
all about
Gaza
the Suez
and
Canal,
trying
bro.
to
Oh,
sweep
yes,
out
where
its
everything goes
population.
through.
That's unacceptable
Absolutely,
to us
bro.
as Americans. I don't
right.
think if you sat down any of Israel's most ardent supporters in the United States and said, are you willing to trade the lives of several 100,000 people in Gaza for the lives taken in Israel by Hamas? After all, Hamas and Palestinian Jihad were the fighters. They lost 1,500. There were 3,000 involved in the several waves of the attack. They're dead. Now we're looking at perhaps 5,000.
They said that when the IDF come into these little kibbutz that these terrorists have taken over, they didn't even let the hostages. They didn't even let the people that lived at the kibbutz live. They started killing everybody. The IDF come in, and there were still people alive in these kibbutz with soldiers from the other people, from the terrorists, and they started wiping out the whole place. There's proof of this. There's gonna be fucking investigations done over this. People are gonna want to know what's happening. And to hear
Civilians
that Israel
dead, how
might
many
have
more
went in
will
and
we
just killed their
witness?
own people, just
Is
to
that
get them
somehow or
people out
another
there is
justified
a fucking
morally?
atrocity.
And I think a lot of
And then
Americans
now
will
look what
struggle
they're
with
doing.
that. That's
Bombing
why
this
I
place
say
from smithereens.
it would be best if we
Popping
had a
rose.
cooling off period.
Shout out
I'm
to
glad
them
that the
Knowles,
Israelis
man.
are waiting for additional naval power to arrive on station in the Mediterranean, and also for additional equipment, theater ballistic missile defense, and so forth. But we need to use this time to think carefully
Iron Dome's
about
gone.
how
They've
far
already
we want
said
to
it.
go.
That shit's about wiped
because
out.
right now it's a one-way street to regional
They
war.
wiped ours
And
out,
I don't
giving
think
them
anybody
ours.
really wants that if they think about it carefully. Therefore, looking at someone like Erdogan, however slippery we may consider him to be, his willingness to mediate is a bright light in an otherwise very dark sky. And we should look to that, because we don't want the regional war. It will destroy us economically. We're already in bad shape.
Yeah.
We've already suffered because of the foolish intervention in Ukraine to try to destroy
Absolutely.
Russia.
There you go.
Now we have Russia more powerful militarily
There
than
you
it's
go.
been since the 80s. And it's poised to enter on the side of Iran. We should all give that some serious thought.
They will jump
Last
right
question.
in that
Do you
war
know
with Iran.
of any leaders in the United States, political leaders at the Pentagon, within the Biden administration, who are thinking clearly about this, which is to say, who are framing their thoughts on it around what's best for the United States long term? Is anybody thinking that way?
Yes, there are. The problem is none of them hold high positions in government.
You hear that? You hear that? Yeah, there's people against this, but they don't hold high enough position to even speak about it. And if they do speak out about it, guess what?
And none
They're
of
ousted.
their voices or their analyses or their viewpoints are going to reach anybody in power. I think you have to listen carefully to what Secretary of State Blinken said. He was absolutely unambiguous. We are going to destroy Hamas, whatever that takes. That means regional war, frankly. And anybody who thinks that people are going to say, oh no, we're afraid of America, we're not going to risk that, they're wrong. They are not afraid to risk attacking Israel for fear of coming into confrontation with us. We are not the power we were in 1991, and they know that.
Facts.
And economically, our position is very fragile. Let's face it. So the bottom line is, yes, there are people out there, but they're not being heard, and they're not going to be heard in the current environment.
So keep hitting the streets.
Doug McGregor, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
People, I think, will tell you, you gotta keep hitting the streets, man. Like, there's lots of fucking, like, pro-Palestine demonstrations going on. I know New York's going a little bit crazy about it.
What does your video sound
right?
like?
You're living
Go
in
to
Have you heard about it?
and get the...
Have you heard about that shit?
Heard about what?
Pro-Palestine riots and, not riots, but demonstrations.
Nah.
You ain't hearing about that there?
Nah.
It's on the news, brother. It's definitely on the news.
You from Ohio, right?
No, Indiana.
Oh.
They're doing them here too, but they're not as big. They're not getting as hurt as much as you.
Nah, there was a gun bust in New York City, in Queens, and it was supplied from Ohio. Oh my God, the guns that they had was ridiculous.
No shit.
Yeah, shotguns, ARs.
This right here will let you know too. This right here will tell you.
Yo, there's a pistol called the Hellcat, right?
I don't know. I'm not a pistol guy like that. I'm not into collecting and all that shit.
Oh my God. The way on how
There's
they
all
busted
kinds of-
them
I've never
was
heard
that
of.
one of the guys, the suppliers, there was 3 of them that they busted. That was the ringleader, whatever, for the guns. And one of the guys was did a deal with a off-duty officer 5 times. And then when they was gonna do another one, they
Shit.
busted them. Oh my God. Shit.
This shit ain't working, dude. You guys see Jack Frost's computer? Hold on,
Nah, I haven't seen that. He hasn't been entertaining lately. He's just been sobbing, down.
Well, he's got a new computer. He's gonna be back in motion, guys. He's gonna be
Allegedly.
back in.
Allegedly.
I'll show it to you. He's got a little hand on it, like a lost little puppy. He's got a little hand on it. Look. Oh, my burnt little hand said, "Handle with care, fragile."
You saw the message
I don't
that
know
you
if he
sent you?
knows. I don't know if he knows or not, Just. But the gator hand. That's what I said too. I was like, "Damn, those are rough looking hands, bro. You ever thought about putting lotion on before you took that picture? And why are you taking pictures, bro? Get to it. Just break the bitch out. We'll know if you got a computer or not, because you'll have those dumbass templates up, acting like you're a fucking icy queens, know who you are and shit. God, you can't make it up, bro. Like, no matter what you have up on the screen, don't make a damn bit of difference, bub. None. It doesn't.
No, those hands look like Jeepers Creepers.
It's Freddy Krueger, Jeepers Creepers hands. That's funny as fuck. I seen that picture. I was like, why would you take a picture? Like, what's that prove? I got this computer, guys. I seen it at the store, so I put my hand on it. I don't know if this guy's got a computer or not. Who knows, right? Jack Frost he's been surprising us here lately. You know what I mean? With the truth. He bust somebody the other day filming him. He truly did that. Can you believe that shit? Fucking proved me wrong, didn't he? Son of a bitch. Mutant hand, did you see that shit? Hold on, man. To me, it don't make sense. I don't know what it does. I don't know what the picture tells you. Jess, you're crazy. I don't know if that picture tells you, but I that picture tells me. Oh, if I could have this computer, it's almost here. I'm so close to having one of these, guys. I'm so close. That's what it tells me. I mean, I don't know what it takes to like boot up a computer to get it to running, OBS, but 10, 15 minutes maybe.
He has no Wi-Fi.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes fucking total sense, bruh. Yeah. He don't have, I bet hotspot ain't fire enough. I just dropped my phone. He got a skin condition. You think the picture does? I didn't. That picture's fire, bro. What y'all talking about? Shapeshifter? For sure. For sure. Makes me wonder, man. What the fuck? What? Yeah, it's a little weird, I thought. I thought that was a little weird. I don't know if I would took a fucking picture. What's the picture gonna do, right? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, you got the video I sent you last night?
I mean, yeah, I seen it. Hold on. Yeah. He was talking. He said that the little referee was good looking. Did y'all hear that day? He said she's our ref too, but the chick behind us, she's a little cutie. She's our ref too. He goes up to a mic like this. When he goes up to a mic like this, he's telling y'all because he don't want nobody else to hear it. You know what I mean? See that? That's fire. Boom. Boom. Sorry. I took the day off yesterday, bro. It's fire. Got some pussy. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking, you know.
Nah, don't say too much. The haters, man.
I know I can't, bro.
AD got some buzzing?
Nah, not me, bro. I don't get nothing. I don't get shit. What's that video I was trying to find, man? I had that bitch up. I told y'all, didn't I? Behind the bar. Stay on his neck. For real, behind the bar. Stay on his neck. That's all they're doing on here is running plays, bro. Straight up.
Yeah.
I told y'all, man. I'm A1 at this shit. I seen it a mile away, y'all. A mile away. They been plotting and playing on y'all. Got me too. I'm not gonna lie. They got me too. For real. They've been running plays. This person going at this person, that person going at this person. Was popping J.E. This person going at that person going at this person.
They all huddled up?
That's all it's been.
They huddled up?
Well, I mean, Hassan Campbell was trying to say that he's never ran a play, but in the same time, he was telling you he ran a play. Like, they got mad in the middle of it.
Why Whack 100?
And then they start calling out his name.
Whack 100 pulled up to his projects the other day.
Did he?
Yeah, go to his Instagram. Everybody's going crazy.
Pulled up to Bronx River?
Castle Hill Projects was right in front.
I thought you said I said Hassan Campbell, man.
Yeah, that's where he's from.
Nah, Hassan Campbell's from Bronx River, right? What's poppin', Pimp?
He pulled up on Hocus for
fucking,
Fifth.
Hocus.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't he supposed to pass out diapers or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
Did he?
I don't know, but he pulled up to the projects. That's a little...
I heard he didn't pass out no diapers. That's shady, though. Supposed to take diapers, bro. Right? If you take diapers. That's what the plan was, I thought. Because I heard it from Clubhouse. They said they was going to take diapers over there, and that was the funny part of it. How in the fuck did that change like that? That is weird as shit, bro. The whole video changed.
Penny, what up, Penny?
Y'all know
Is it?
Tucker Carlson worked for like Fox, right? Like he was the man.
Oh, you saw
And
Drewski
they
chain
was
getting
fucking
snatched by
bombing.
Birdman? Birdman pulled up on
Oh, that's
Drewski?
fake too, bro. That's another play. You think that really happened, man? You think Birdman is going to be in a robbery on camera, bro? That's a robbery.
He's not worried about that.
Man, come on, man. That's a robbery, bro. Come on. We gotta be
I don't
smarter
think
than
he's
that,
worried
Josh.
about a little time robbery.
Bro, we gotta be smarter than that, bro. That's a fucking robbery. And if the chain's real, that's a robbery for some big time cash. You can't just snatch people. You think that's
I get
real?
what you're saying. Yeah, it's a felony.
That shit is fake as fuck, bro. Cause that went back to that fake ass fucking call in he did or whatever to Drewski.
Yeah, Instagram Live, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny as fuck, bro. It looked real for a minute. He said that's a felony. He got a problem if homeboy press charges. That's a fact, bro. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's real. When I seen when he pulled up on Drewski kind of let it go. He kind of let it out. You know what I mean? He looked like he was faking too much. So he should have been like a little bit more scared than like, oh, I was gonna hook up with you and he's gonna run that this way and that way. I was like, oh, this is fake as fuck.
Yeah, he just stood quiet.
People gotta do anything for clout, man. He said it's real. I think it's over the logo.
You know this.
I don't think it's real, man. I don't think the chain snatching was real, but he might have been upset about that logo. I can get that.
You know, I just watched I watched an interview with a few people that was involved with the Treyway case, and allegedly there's only 2 people that still have their flag, meaning that they're claiming that they're blood, non-Trey, which was the 2 people that got hit with the most time, which is Harv and Nuke. So allegedly, everybody else that's in the case, like Shadi or everybody else, allegedly they dropped their flag, and that's why they were able to get low time. If they didn't drop their flag, the judge would have hit them with extra time. So
that don't mean they dropping their flag though, bro. Like to do it for the judge and do it for the streets.
No, but there was literal actual like gang members that was saying like, nah, they're not gang no more. So that's what made me think.
Did he actually start the record label though? I know he was using it for like this fucking Instagram thing, but if he started a record label, that's unreal, bro.
Where people get confused at is Treyway was something that
on this Drewski shit, bro. Hold on.
Treyway was something that a artist named Seiko Billy started with his aunt Miss Treyway.
I knew that.
And then
I knew that.
Shadi took it upon himself with 6ix9ine to make Treyway Entertainment, different name, but
I don't know much about that. I don't know, man. If he started the record label, that's not cool, because that is a beef off of his shit, bro. Like that is 100% like trademark IP theft. That's crazy, bro.
I didn't know that happens in the courthouse. Hey, you got to drop your flag.
I don't think it can, bro. That's why Birdman wanted his chain. Oh, I know why. I know. I've seen the whole thing, man. It looked fake to me. It looked fake as fuck to me. That big old boy running down that hallway like that, man, that shit was fake as fuck. Birdman didn't do that. If he did, it could have been records. I know. I seen it all. They had a whole live stream where Birdman went up in there. That's what I'm saying. The live stream looked fake. It didn't look fake on Birdman's end. It looked like Birdman was able to stay in character, but Drewski wouldn't. That's what it looked like to me. He was like tripping, bro. What's up, dog? It was tripping. I think it's kind of fake. I do. I think Drewski's got it. I think Drewski did a very good job with getting himself involved with a lot of cool, top-notch people, bro. It kind of blew my mind how quickly that, he was making shit with Snoop and fucking all these different people. He got laced pretty quickly, didn't he? Where's he from? You know where that dude's from, Drewski?
Nah.
Ain't it like Michigan or some shit? I think Drewski's from Michigan.
Oh, what about Rollo getting released from the feds?
I've seen that too. Yeah, everybody knew he told a long time ago though. Because he was on the phone with somebody. I heard that. That him being a rat, that's old news. But now that people got him out and he's got paperwork.
What about Young Dolph's wife coming out and talking?
Where'd that happen at?
She just went on Instagram Live and decided because Rollo in his latest song dissed CMG, Yo Gotti's label, and he also dissed
Really?
He dissed CMG.
He dissed
Oh,
CMG?
and he dissed Boosie. And Boosie went on Twitter and responded back to Rollo, and they were going back and forth. But he dissed CMG based off the fact that he has a close relationship with Young Dolph. So he dissed them and shit. So his wife decided to come on Instagram Live and address it. And she said the reason why Dolph is dead is because of an ego. She said there was somebody that had an ego that didn't want to drop it because of a scar that wasn't healed, meaning that somebody was hurt based off of something that he did, whether if it was a song, something he said. He said, so I have my husband that's dead because of somebody's ego that was hurt.
It's always about the ego, bub. Yeah, that's where the killing comes from. You bruise someone's pride. And then they get to somebody to do something that they
Young Dolph's cousin Jay Fizzle, he dropped a diss song towards.
I listen to all Fizzle shit.
Yeah, he dropped a diss song towards Straight Drop.
Yeah, I heard that. But that Young Dolph shit, that's a complicated case. I think he got the raw end of that deal, bro. Like I don't think
because Memphis is hard. It's a drought.
It's ugly in Memphis, bro. I agree. They'll kill you out there, bro.
Which one's worse, Chicago or Memphis?
Well, Chicago because it's bigger.
Oh, I didn't know.
If you seclude all the people that are in Memphis, it makes it kind of even tough too because you guys are all in that spot. It's weird, bro. There's murders everywhere, man. There's people doing dirt everywhere, and if you're in that game, you can throw around money. Like I think a lot of these rap dudes get on here and they talk this shit and they tell it in their lyrics, bro. And I think it's dumb as fuck, bro. That's got to be the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I thought if you murder somebody, bro, you're not supposed to tell anyone at all. I mean, isn't that supposed to be the number one rule? Don't fucking say shit. But you make a fucking whole rap song and then you cry about it being your fucking First Amendment right to freedom of speech and blah, blah, blah. I think it's all going to go away right now. This Young Thug shit's going to fucking change the world with that.
That's what K Flock just came on Instagram and spoke about. Man. He just spoke about that. About his rap lyrics.
Bro. It's self-snitching. You can't even get an attorney to get you out of that.
Well, that's what they're using against K Flock. They're trying to use him as someone that's a leader for violence in New York City drill.
They're doing it, bro. I mean, if the crime is being committed, what the fuck are you going to write about it for? That's just going to put you give every detail. Like how you got there, who was driving, how many shots rang out sometimes. It's like, get the fuck on. And then they come in, they say, oh, well, I heard it happen, so I acted like I'm the one that did it just to piss him off. We had beef. No. That's not going to work, man, to a jury. Remember, you're going to have to tell this to 12 people. 12 people that have probably already heard the song. 5 of them heard the song before.
Yeah,
now
on the radio.
This man in court, like, holy fuck, he's a demon. He's a demon. Dudes are murderers. I don't know why they thought they could get away with it, bro. I mean, that's crazy to think that you can get away with going on record telling everybody about your crime and then think that the state district attorney's not going to hold you accountable for it, bro. Like, that's fantasy world, right? I think they're living in a fantasy world. They went from living in cockroach fucking cribs to fucking satin sheets in a mansion to right back to a fucking cell.
You know what's crazy?
I think that's amazing how that's happened.
You made me think about something. You said, when people rap about their crimes, what about a person like Shadi? I mean, the majority of the time that Shadi got was for that shit that released on TMZ. TMZ released a video of him getting out of like a Suburban, letting off like 2 or 3 shots towards a vehicle that was following them. That's what really got him the most time. But what I'm saying is he was like allegedly, he was like playing the security guard for 6ix9ine that day. So it's like that's someone that's, you know, not rapping, but
you don't know.
You got caught up in that.
But you be putting yourself in that, man. Like,
yeah, but what if he was really playing security that day and he has a security license?
That's that thin line, though, bro. I mean, it's the thin line that you put in 12 other people's hands, man. Going to jury trial is not fucking funny.
It's not easy.
That's scary as shit, I guarantee it. I thought I was going to have to do it, and that shit got dropped. I was like, oh, goodness gracious, thank you. We were picking jury that day. I was going to pick 6, they picked 6. That's how it goes down here. Then I think the state gets the extra or whatever. Yeah, it's scary, I bet, bro. To like wonder if your whole life is in these palm of these people's hands. Then if you don't go to jury, you go to just the judge, and then your whole life's in the palm of his hands. Most people stand a better chance going to the jury, but if you go to the judge, you got to go by the full and total law. If you go to the jury, they can play off speculation. They can play off how they feel as long as all 12 of them agree. All right, y'all. I'm out, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, buddy.
Salute, Just. Salute to the people. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Y'all stay solid. Hey, till next time. Have a decent one, y'all.
Hit the block with a sack and a Glock in the back full of rock with my skill on the seat. Clutching and look at my brother behind me, he up and he busting whoever he see. Niggas be rapping, but ain't never done it. They know how I'm coming, they know I'm a creep. Shoot till it stop when I
land on my feet, Mr. Louis Gossett Jr.
Ah! Ah!
You gotta do this, you gotta do it, 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 you gotta do this. We can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. This is it? We done? We done? I'm not quitting my job because niggas fucking destroyed my platform. I'm not bad at my job. I'm not bad at my job. I'm not quitting my job. I'm not quitting my dreams because other people can. I'm not gonna lie. I'm seriously thinking about just worshiping the devil. I know that's the wrong thing to do, but if I assume I'm going to hell anyway. But if I worship the devil, I could die soon and probably. I'm really considering doing it. I'm not even lying. Help, you know,
I'm a motherfucking money go kill. With a real nigga feeling. I do this shit with ease. Bitch, I'm fast life living. I can go in any hood. They love a little nigga. Couple of them hate but stay in their place cause they don't want it with me. See me looking good, beating hard, bumping in my city. Riding with that sack in that strap.
I'm not gonna go get a job because you destroyed my platform. My platform is just fine. If y'all wasn't here harassing me, I wouldn't have a fucking problem. If y'all wasn't here trying to make everybody hate me, I wouldn't have a problem. You're trying to force me to... Ah!
You know what the fuck going on, nigga? Huh? Niggas 12, I ain't going back and forth up on the internet. Holder told her friend I hit, now she won't let me get in that. Niggas steady ask me who I hit, but I don't get in that. Hit his head and watch it swell up, thought we used to fix the flag. Nigga got strong arm about his heat and he ain't get it back. My gang on alert, we tryna turn them boys to plenty pack. Police took my girth and now I'm swerving, catching plenty hats. Catch me on the 30, probably purge.